Siemaneczko, to wasz host Max, nie umie grać w kolejnym odcinku Genshina, sobotniego oczywiście. Zauważyłem, że popularność Genshina powoli spada, więc będę musiał pomyśleć sobie, jaką zastąpić tę serię i mam pomysł. Wybierzcie w końcu tytuł gry na zlecenie, który będzie jutro. Pogram tam w Gotika i weźcie, wrzućcie tam komonne komentarze. Wygrany wygra, Gotik zmieni się w sobotni i pożegnamy sobie fajnie Genshina. Tu mamy nowy event od Libena, jest bardzo prosty. Hej Liben, dobra, Liben mówi: Ach, friend, we meet once more. My odpowiadamy: Hey Liben, how we have things been? Oh, I'm talking slow right now. Trade road Sumeru has been mighty stable. However, some strange people have shown up in Sumeru lately, and that was when my gut told me it was time to leave. By the way, have you even been in Liyue village? Ja odpowiadam, not yet. This is where northern Liyue instead with Fontaine. To tea tree is pretty famous. I'll tell you what? I personally prefer Tandwenik Boa or some Quandinic flower tea. Give them try if you got the time. Ja odpowiadam. And why you suddenly mentioning all this stuff again? Well, I've been concerning wherever I should to go to Fontaine, to business. The ominous air having over Sumeru, I can feel it. And Quandic is the quickest way to get Fontaine. To be honest, wherever been where I got no clue that business I shouldn't have tree either. Tak, ja odpowiadam. So will you stand attacking June? I mean gods? I don't say, friend, but I hope that you unrest in Sumeru will be slipped away, as if by divine nights. Take for me, don't go to Sumeru. It's dangerous place. At least it was been for late. You say safe too, Liben. I will once go back to Sumeru this time and drop by Inuzuma on the way back. Fortunately, Miss Hina merchandise doesn't sell in Mondstadt and Liyue or Sumeru, so I trust to deal still on them. I'm here to some business. Items need today, you are such. No i można za pomocą takich właśnie, jak jakichś takich śmieci, które w sumie zbieram po drodze, dostać pilgemy i fajne rzeczy, więc zamieniamy sobie i Liben nam fajnie dał. I też jednocześnie opowiedziałem troszeczkę historii eventu Libena. Liben jest bardzo fajną postacią, większym, 4 razy większy podróżnikiem niż my kiedykolwiek będziemy. No to co? Może jakieś world questy porobimy? W końcu mamy trochę czasu. Porozmawialiśmy sobie z Libenem i zrobiliśmy sobie ten event, który teraz jest. Więc sobie idziemy do góry. Widzę, że tam mamy. Potrzebujemy jeszcze tak troszeczkę doświadczenia, by móc tak naprawdę kontynuować wątek fabularny, na którym nam najbardziej zależy. This is bad. It's really bad. What's wrong? Oh, are you traveler? You must have been a storm hit us to all Mondstadt means right now. Cyrus said is need to stop monster for taking opportunity to attack SWAT. So he put out commission of adventure scout her movements out. By next commission have observed the moments around the Thousand Winds temple. So I confided when thanking and left. All the temple is so large a group of monsters gathering together. And I tried to get close look, but don't expect to discover some immediately upon getting closer. If that passing adventure handed come to my rescue, do you want it? I made it? We left the Thousand Wind Temple for fear being attacked more monster and come back to the Mondstadt. We have realized I have left my adventure handbook map in the temple, but in no way I can't get it back like this. Travel, would you really help me go to the Thousand Wind Temple and retrieve my map and handbook? Leave it to me. Thank you so much. Honesty is a bit embarrassing. O, mamy fajne zadanie. Dobra, on chciał fajny quest, musimy go sobie teraz zobaczyć. Bla, bla, bla. Aha, musimy się tutaj... Dobra, to się gotujemy i pomożemy temu facetowi znaleźć mu te skrypty. Najpierw ciebie, potem was. Mamy pierwszą część. Wy mnie nie interesujecie. Dobra, mamy to. Możemy wrócić. Tak też mniej więcej wyglądają world questy w Genshinie. Dają dość sporo doświadczenia, ale przede wszystkim są takimi drobnymi historykami jakichś postaci. Na przykład jakiegoś w Adventure Guild. A i też takie pytanie, czy na pewno chcecie to, co ja powiedziałem wam wcześniej, typu właśnie zastąpić serię sobotnią starą serią. Mi się wydaje, że tak będzie najlepiej, bo jeżeli seria umiera, w przypadku widzę, że Genshin, did you manage to find them? Got them right there. Phew, that's a relief. I won't been using this map in putting down a lot of making into it. Losing have been disaster. And if I had really lost my handbook, I don't know why I would have asked Catherine for a new one. I mean, for a joke, an adventure lose her handbook doing an adventure. Thanks will the close for film now. Please take and talk for my appreciation. I mam 18 i możemy robić main story. 2. Jakby to przetłumaczyć wam, on po prostu zgubił swoje notatki i po prostu trzeba je odzyskać w miejscu, gdzie on je zgubił, uciekając przed potworami, bo był takim tchórzem. Ale najważniejsze idziemy do winiarni Durika, tak jak myśmy ostatnio skończyliśmy i pogadamy sobie tam na temat kontynuowania wątku fabularnego, bo okazało się, że wystarczyło zrobić daily, której zrobiłem, bo nie będę po prostu nagrywał wam codziennych zadań, które są oczywiście różne, naprawdę ciekawe, fajne, ale one w którymś momencie się mogą powtarzać, choć na czasie zabij, choć tam była daily związane z tą Elon Musk, która zajmuje się nauką języka ludzkiego, żeby po prostu sobie pogadać z nimi. Ale mamy ciekawsze rzeczy teraz do roboty.
The Abyss Order. Enemies of the human race. Even the underground networks rarely come across any information on them. With that said, it was a bit of a hassle, but I managed to dig up a few clues.
Really? That quickly? You really are well connected, Master G. Luke.
Come to think of it, Mr. Big Animo God Barbados, why exactly do you need the help of mere humans?
How do I put it? The Seven, as people now know them, were once known as the Seven Archons. Each Archon presides over their own part of Teyvat. That is the role the Archons play. Only in performing this duty can we attain power. But I don't like the idea of ruling Mondstadt, and I don't feel Mondstadt would really like it either.
Go forth and establish a city of freedom without rule. We have not forgotten Barbados's wish for Mondstadt.
Anarchia.
Jean, you're such a devotee. Maybe someone got a little too free and is just too lazy to care.
However it may have come to be, I haven't been back to Mondstadt for an extended period of time. Without a doubt, I am now the weakest Archon among the 7.
No, ty słabeuszu. Guess that why you are god of the City of Freedom.
Aw, you flatter me.
Oh, such a humble god. Is it a blessing or a curse? But we digress. Let's get back to the topic at hand. The common enemy of all mankind. We have tracked the Abyss Mage to the vicinity of the winery.
I cannot stress enough how important it is to not let it escape.
Let's hunt him down. Zaczynamy. Gdzie to jest? Okej, to ja się mogę po prostu tam tepnąć. O, jest. I tyle.
Huh? What's this? After the Abyss Mage was defeated, a certain energy dispersed from its body. It seems that energy was being used to cut off the connection between me and Dvalin. Huh. Do you know of Storm Terror's
I think it's the head people talking about in Mondstadt.
Of course. I believe the people of Mondstadt all know of it. After Dvalin woke up, he took the ancient ruins as his lair. As it was with the storms that previously cut Mondstadt off from the outside world, the entrance to the ruins is also sealed by a special barrier. But now, as the energy dispersed from the Abyss Mage, I was able to read the rhythmic flow of how the barrier's magic was woven. I must admit, it sounds even more horrendous than a chorus of hilly churls. But it should be enough to let us break through the storm barrier and reach Storm Terror's lair.
Which means we're going to confront Dvalin? I'm fine with that. Jean is the one who wishes to avoid any direct confrontation.
No. When there are no other options left, it is my responsibility to alter our course of action. If slaying him is our only choice, I will gladly become the knight that leads the charge.
Fortunately, we have yet to need to go that far.
By that, you mean...
I mean that the Holy Liar is not our trump card. Our real trump card? The Traveler, of course.
Ty co?
The Traveler?
It's because I can fight?
Well, you could say that. You're definitely a force to be reckoned with. But you have a much more precious forte. The impurities in the tears and the curse that binds Dvalin belong to the same maleficent power. Which means...
You tone-deaf bard! Don't you see how crazy this is? You've seen what Dvalin is like when he's ticked off. She'll be swallowed whole before she even gets to lift a finger.
When we just talking about how I can fight?
Hey, nice plan. Worth a shot.
I am with you, honorary knight.
Oh, so we just need to fight monsters from the abyss and a dragon. No pressure or anything.
Humans aren't without their strengths. Let's go.
And so, epic actions of brave heroes finally leads to this 11th hour.
Coś nie tak było z tym. Okej. I mogę się dostać do miejsca, którego nie mogłem się wtedy dostać, ale to tam mniejsza o to. Tutaj najważniejsze jest to, że po prostu mogę sobie pomóc ludziom. Przy okazji pozbieram sobie śmiecie po drodze. Nie interesuje mnie gościu. Jakieś czule. Też, które mnie nie interesują. Tam jest skrzyneczka. Skrzyneczkę mi dawać.
A reward on the road.
Overboard on the road. Ja będę się nudził na ścieżce. O, tu coś jest. Śmiecie, dobra. Chętnie wezmę. Każde śmiecie mile widziane. Pozbyłem się jakichś kulów, które mogą mi potem przeszkadzać. Czy wy tam pilnujecie, mogę wiedzieć? O! A tu jest ogień, więc macie... Jak to zawsze mawiam, lepiej sprawdzić. A nuż gdzieś będą fajne rzeczy pochowane. A wiesz, skrzyneczki dobrze otwierać, bo zawsze może dropnąć coś fajnego. Wiem, że troszeczkę nadkładam przez to drogi, ale się nic nie stanie. Dobra, to cię mnie nie interesujesz. Jakieś gluty randomowo spawniące się. A pozbyłem się tych kolesi? O, bariera i trzeba przejść tędy. Jedziemy.
It's a storm barrier.
Serio?
It looks so dangerous.
Leave it to me. Although this wooden lyre is all I have, I don't need the lyre to break through this kind of storm wait, what is that?
Głupki, a co innego.
Enemy attack! Prepare yourselves!
The stage will need to be cleared before I can begin my performance. Generally speaking, such chores are not the concerns of the performer himself.
Wait, what's going on? There shouldn't be any hilly trail camps in the vicinity of Storm Terror's lair.
To ci to ta tarcza, he?
The hilly trolls usually do not venture into areas with high elemental concentration. It puts a heavy burden on their bodies.
The Abyss Order must be manipulating them behind the scenes, yet they shouldn't have been able to determine that we would come, and presumably spreading their forces to halt our plans.
Without further ado, I suppose I can play faster if my only audience is the wind.
Brzdąkaj. O, jednym
It
walnięciem.
actually opened. You're not entirely useless, Tone Deaf Bard.
This is it. We are now entering Storm Terror's... Watch yourselves. Let's move.
No, to jedziemy. Ci będzie dużo expa, doświadczenia różnych rzeczy. O, tam mamy teleport, który jest bardzo ważny. A ty czemu mi uciekasz?
Looks like this is the front gate to Storm Terror's lair. The gate is enormous compared to us. But still, Paimon wonders how Dvalin gets in there with a body that huge.
He doesn't walk in, he flies in.
Oh. You do have a point.
Pamiętajmy, że to była kiedyś stolica Mondstadtu. To miejsce. Taka ciekawostka.
It's stuck.
It's stuck.
Hey, check out that roof. Is there a giant hole in it?
I suppose we could make use of that wind current.
Let's make a detour then. Heading up.
Let's make a detour then. Heading up.
Co jest grane? Entering the tower. Okej.
Do you think there will be abyss mages hiding in the ruins?
A co? Raczej...
Either way, if we do run into one, we will let the victorious Master Diluc do the...
Do not underestimate them just because I have beaten one of them before. I'm not boasting. I'm simply saying there is more to the Abyss Order than a few mages.
Correct.
Oj tak.
That's why I tagged along after all. Well, that and also for your safety. Why am I so diligent? Too diligent for a poet, in fact.
So says the person that made zero effort to search for the dragon tears and drink in the tavern all day. Paimon doesn't get it. What part of you is remotely diligent?
Okej, tu jest przejście. Tu wszędzie bariera jest.
Look, a wind current. It
Serio?
might lead us to the top of the tower.
I odblokowane, mam przynajmniej wiem co się dzieje. Dostałem achievka. A to ciekawa skrzynka.
I'll keep this close.
Otwiera się tylko wtedy, kiedy ktoś do niej podejdzie.
Oh, we can't advance any further. The ruins seem to be guarded by ancient seals.
Is this the work of Dvalin?
No. These ruins were once part of an ancient city. Dvalin just happens to be nesting in these ruins for now. These ruins even predate the existence of the Four Winds. Mondstadt is a city without a ruler. However, before it was ruled over by a tyrant.
O, typowe.
Anyway, I'll sing you that story when we have a chance in the future.
The markings on this seal. If my archaeological knowledge is not mistaken, this appears to be a light act. If we retrieve and reintegrate all the parts, we should be able to get it working.
We should be close to completing the ceremony for this actuator. Let's put the last part back and see.
O, działa.
Is this an answer?
O,
from his
o,
Looks like we're right. There are 3 more halos circling the tower.
Which means there are 3 more corresponding light actuators to activate. I can see one from here.
ja.
The rest must be scattered within the ruins around here. Let's go find them.
Why did Dvalin pick a place filled with puzzles and seals as his lair?
Dobre.
Doesn't he get annoyed coming back home?
He doesn't walk in, he flies in.
You do have a point.
O, tam coś jest.
A reward on the road.
Nie warto było pójść tam. Dobra, o, tam było tom. Dobra, to idziemy w tamtą stronę. To jest skrzyneczka. Czemu ja wcześniej nie zauważyłem? O nie, gluty elektryczne. Skrzyneczka moja.
A reward on the road.
A zapomniałem to, że set mi pozwala to, jak otwieram skrzyneczki, to mi uzdrawia. Okej, tu widzę, że tu chyba, to chyba i to chyba trzeba zebrać, żeby móc całość jakby włączyć. Pierwszy puzzle, no wiadomo, puzzle muszą być. O, jakieś tornado. Pamiętajmy oczywiście zawsze załączyć teleportery. Nie wiem, czy będą mi potrzebne, czy kiedykolwiek tu już wrócę. Czemu nie? Wiedziałem, że nie wiedziałem, że można zbierać 2, ale można zbierać sobie pełno tego, więc... Tylko, że nie wolno być zaatakowany wtedy. I zobaczymy, co się stanie. I nie ma. Pierwszy seal został zlikwidowany. Idziemy otwierać kolejny.
Wow, this light actuating ceremony does work magic. It looks like one of the 3 halos above has now become solid ground. Let's start looking for the next puzzle.
On jest tutaj, więc mi się wydaje, że stąd przemieścimy się tu, bo będzie szybciej. Nie będziemy się bawić w bieganie po całej mapie. To jest w tamtą, o. I tu widzimy 3 miejsca. Tu przy skale, tu i tu. I każde trzeba po prostu dołożyć. Będzie dość proste. I jeszcze teleport jest odblokowany. A potem będzie tam, ale tam później. Dużo skrzynek tu jest, widzę. W całym tym miejscu jest pełno skrzynek. Ha. Teleport. Kostka kolejna. Kolejny seal, papa.
It seems 2 of the halos have become solid ground. One more and the seals at the top of the tower will be broken.
To oczywiście teleportujemy się jak zawsze. I to jest w tamtą stronę. Dobra. I widzimy co? Jeden tam, drugi tam, trzeci u góry gdzieś. Znaczy nie, one są gdzieś tam. Okej, jeden jest tu, drugi jest tu, trzeci jest tu. Trzeba komuś dać w ała. Sele, róż dupę. A, trzeba otworzyć rzeczywiście coś, nie?
A reward on the road.
Dobra, mamy to. Unikamy tego. Jest skrzyneczka, uzdrowi mnie, więc teleporterka. Okej, tu musimy wejść jakby z góry. Jest skrzyneczka przy okazji, to czemu nie?
I'll keep this close.
Przy okazji się uzdrowię. No i ostatni jest tam, zasłonięty tym kamieniem, więc będę trochę musiał to prać. Okej, mamy 3 kamienie, możemy wracać. Jeszcze nie walczyłem z glutem kamiennym, który no potrafi. Trzeba na początku zdjąć mu jakby tarczę, żeby dopiero dostać się do niego. I ostatni. Zarąbiście.
It's done! Paimon thinks we should venture onward from here.
I'm thinking about turning these adventures into songs after we're done.
We are practically old partners now.
Hopefully, this song will be sung for years to come by the people of Mondstadt, just like the legend of Vanessa.
I have loved that song since I was small. How are you feeling today, Honorary Knight? I am completely prepared and fully confident that we can do this.
Ja so rele by Mr. Jean.
Even Master Diluc accompanied us to the very end, despite only being an accidentally involved bystander.
You shared your secret with me, and I only returned your trust to the same extent.
What about Venti?
It's freedom.
Freedom?
When you first arrived at Mondstadt, did no one tell you that Mondstadt is the city of freedom?
Amber.
She really is a child of freedom. Mondstadt is a romantic city without the reign of a king, and its citizens enjoy the most freedom amongst the 7 nations. I hope the dragon that once protected Mondstadt will soon be free too. No one should have deceived him by telling him that Mondstadt betrayed him, and no one should have told him that it was his eternal duty to protect the city. He has the right and freedom to choose his own way of life.
Venti?
Well then, traveler, may the thousands of years of wind that have blown through Mondstadt go with you. Just like the last time, I shall channel animal energy for you.
I knew it. This was your voice in head.
Oh, no wonder you said his voice sounds familiar.
Idziemy bić się ze szturm terrorem. Okej. Niech będzie jak ma być. 20, 25.
Look, there are 2 shiny spots on Dvalin's back. They appear to be poisonous blood clots that have coagulated on his wounds. The Abyss Order must have cursed the wounds. That's what's corrupting Dvalin's mind. To save Dvalin, we're going to have to get rid of those blood clots. Aim for those blood clots.
Kurde, zaś ten szmap.
Dvalin is getting away, but I'm familiar with his tactics. Just hold on a bit longer. I'll extract and condense the pure animo from the shots being fired. Shattering them will create acceleration currents. I can't control where they will appear, so keep your eyes peeled.
Bo cały czas mam wciśnięty klawisz, bo to nie kosztuje mi nic. Tak, oczywiście, 2 fazy. Nie jest to typowe? Kurde, ta walka jest nudna. Już tworzysz je?
Dvalin, I'm sorry this is hurting you.
Dobra, zaczynamy zabawę. Too much wind. Ale u was więźle wieje. Weźcie.
Now we can fight Dvalin on equal grounds. The grandest bard is here to help. But first, let me be clear. Even after hundreds of years without use, Dvalin's teeth and claws are still very dangerous.
Proste. Tłuc go tam, gdzie się da.
That was our chance. Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
With the wind!
Trochę to potrwa, będziemy musieli poczekać. Teraz rzuci sobie do takiego buffa. Kurczę, ja całą mechanikę pamiętam.
This is Dvalin's ace in the hole. Celestinum finale termini.
This dragon has strange taste when it comes to naming things.
I named it for him just now.
Aha.
Seriously?
Well, anyway, let's ride the wind currents and stay away from the breaking platforms. The energy flooding out from the fissures will be hot. Be sure to watch your step. Now is our chance. Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
On więcej odejmuje niż ja. Leżeć!
Now is our chance. Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
Venti go szybko wykończy. Co się dzieje? Filmik.
It's been a while since we flew like this together. Huh, Dvalin?
Just now. Why? Why did you not ask me to protect you like the last time?
Me not wanting you to listen to the Abyss Order doesn't mean that you have to listen to me. Freedom, if demanded of you by an Archon, is really no freedom at all.
Is this the power of the animal Archon? But I am no longer part of the Four Winds.
Even if that's so, you still protected us regardless. Now spread your wings of freedom and go with my blessing.
And so, the Storm Terror threat was quelled. I clarified the misunderstanding to the citizens of Mondstadt and let them know that they are safe. To them, it seems Storm Terror attacked Mondstadt out of nowhere and then vanished just as quickly. They must be finding the whole ordeal very confusing.
However, winds change their course. Someday, they will blow towards a brighter future.
Udało nam się, naprawiliśmy Mondstadt. Dzień później. O.
You guys are back! The honorary knight returns triumphant. Yep, we're back from tussling with Dvalin. You just returned yesterday, right? Jean got back first, and she told us all about your heroic deeds. I wonder if I'll ever get an opportunity like that.
I'll thank for your referral.
That doesn't come into it. You guys deserve all the credit for how you resolved this crisis. When I brought you into the city that day, I was just doing my duty as an out- You're welcome. But have you been waiting for us here this whole time? Of course not. Just because I'm not out on the front line doesn't mean I don't have work to do. In fact, I'm dealing with the aftermath of the crisis as we speak.
No widać, że konstrukcję mamy tutaj kliczolów.
Aftermath? Here? What happened in Mondstadt? While Master Jean was away, the monsters lurking nearby made a coordinated attack on the city. Fortunately, we weren't completely taken by surprise. I detected the Hilly Churls were moving closer to the city a while back. Oh yeah! Paimon remembers. When we first met, you were clearing out one of their camps. Exactly. Exactly. And if we hadn't started making preparations back then, Mondstadt would be in much greater danger by now.
Glad you held them off.
Me too. But I have a strange feeling that we're not out of the woods yet. Hilichurls aren't usually capable of coordinating like this. Our best guess is that the Abyss Order is behind it. They've taken over the Hilichurls? Good thing we saved Dvalin, or they might have taken him too. That's right. And since I'm the Outrider, it's up to me to keep eyes on the Abyss Order from now on. I'm sorry. You should be celebrating your victory. Now, I promised to take you out for some sticky honey roast, didn't I? Before everyone got caught up in the storm terror crisis. There's no time like the present, right? You guys hungry? You bet! You may have forgotten till just now, but it's been on Paimon's mind this whole time. Awesome, let's go. It's been way too long since I last ate a sticky honey roast myself. Wait for me at Good Hunter. I'll be right there. I just have to clean up here real quick.
Dostałem łuk, dostałem artefakt po tym. Tego sobie coś.
Here we go. Crisis, danger, the thrill of adventure. Adventurers Guild. Finally, our days of rescuing kittens and finding lost puppies are over. The age of adventure is upon us. Roll up, youngsters. Join the Adventurers Guild today. In this time of great upheaval, we must rally together, take on the dragon, and save our great city of Mondstadt.
Yeah, about that.
What? What? The Storm Terror threat is resolved? I missed the acting Clanmaster's speech? Storm Terror should have put up more of a fight. We didn't get to join in.
Long live the heroes. Thank you. It's finally over. Many trade routes have closed due to the storm terror incident. We can cope for now without fresh fruit and vegetables. But if the wine supply dries up, we're all doomed. I cannot imagine a world without wine. I hope they get the trade routes back up and running soon.
So Storm Terror's true identity is Dvalin, one of the Four Winds. We never should have forgotten his past sacrifice for Mondstadt. Every cloud has a silver lining. We're fortunate that our relationship with the Dragon of the East didn't sour past the point of no return. For that, we have you to thank. And Jean for her unfailing devotion. As long as we have the Knights of Favonius, peace and freedom will prevail in Mondstadt.
O, siemano.
Greetings. May I take your order?
Why so cold? I've always thought that we enjoy quite the intimate friendship.
Ah, the handsome Mr. Kia.
Ah, so you do feel something for me. And people say my charm is fake. To bask in the presence of Mondstadt's new big hero is quite the morale boost. And that's coming from a knight.
Sweet-talking, sugar-coated Captain Kaya.
Nonsense. I speak from the heart.
What are you doing here?
Just looking for a quiet spot to collect my thoughts.
While all the other knights are working hard to clean up after the battle?
Thinking can be an arduous task, you know. Believe me, I'd much rather be taking out the trash.
So what you thinking about
The Abyss Order. A dragon wreaks havoc in Mondstadt, and the acting Grand Master leaves the city to combat the threat. Strategically, that's the perfect moment for the Abyss Order to make their move. If you were the Abyss Order, would you squander this golden opportunity by sending in nothing more than a few Hilichurls?
There must be more story.
To get to the bottom of it, I decided to wait. So I waited, and watched for their next move. Then came the day you made all hell break loose in Storm Terror's lair. Just as the Hilichurls' cries sounded from the city gates. That same day, I saw shadowy figures lurking in the city itself.
Inside the city?
Well, all the other knights were outside, fighting the enemy. As you can imagine, that left the inside of the city completely unguarded. Except for me, of course. And so I approached the Abyss Order infiltrators for a bit of... let's call it fraternizing. Through various means, I managed to gather some rather interesting intel. The situation is this. The Abyss Order. They are united under a single leader.
The Abyss Order has a leader?
Yes. And it was this very leader who devised the plot to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war.
What exactly did you have to do to find this out?
Let's just say I'm blessed with certain linguistic powers. There's more. The Abyss Order has a name for this leader. They call her the Princess.
Princess?
Now, I'm sorry to cut this intelligence briefing short, but I do believe I spy Amber heading this way. I think she's still angry with me for my absence from the defense effort during the attack. I'd better slip away before she notices me.
1 minute I see Kaya, the next he slipped away. Clear sign of a guilty conscience.
He does it a lot behind the scenes.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like exactly what he'd say to talk himself out of trouble. But let's forget about him. I worked super hard today, and my tummy's rumbling. Let's order. Hi, Sarah. 1 sticky honey roast, please. So, now the Storm Terror threat is behind us. What are your plans for the next step? Paimon thinks it's time to leave Mondstadt and keep looking through the 7 nations until we find clues about his sister. Huh, really? Oh, well, I guess this is goodbye for now.
This is will miss my favorite family.
Hey, don't feel down. You'll always be a friend of the Knights of Avonius and our honorary knight. Wherever you may go and wherever the wind may blow.
Let's win to lead.
That's the spirit. Remember,
That's the spirit.
Mondstadt will always welcome you. All right, now let's eat before it gets cold. That was good. Note to Paimon, Amber's recommendations are worth the wait. Of course. Well, I don't trust myself in the kitchen. You can always trust me with the menu. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Jean's waiting for you at the cathedral. It's something to do with the Holy Lyre de Himmel. You'd better head there now.
Trzeba by odnieść, nie? Tą całą... Nie chodzi o to, żeby tą... No... Odnieść ją, bo byłoby trudno wytłumaczyć. Ej, skąd wy tu macie? Zwinęliśmy. Kradzione. Musimy teraz powiedzieć im, odnaleźliśmy. Pył. Trzeba zwrócić z powrotem i postawić i powiedzieć, że to już się nic nie działo. Proszę pana, już nic nie działo.
This is Barbara, the deaconess of the church. She is here to retrieve the Holy Lyre de Himmel.
May the Animal Archon protect you. I'm not really in a position to speak compared to our acting Grand Master, but I still want to thank you all on behalf of all of Mondstadt for your assistance. Fortunately, everything was resolved peacefully. I can't imagine how an all-out war between the military and the dragon would have ended.
Now the Fatui have no choice but to keep their mouths shut. They must be annoyed that things didn't turn out as planned for them. This time, they even lost their best excuse to pressure the Knights of Favonius. Diplomatically speaking, they gained nothing, and on the contrary, simply proved just how vexatious they can be.
Sounds like quite the story. So, did you bring the Holy Lyre with you? We cannot ask you to keep defending the lyre forever. The Seneschal has been pressing me for a while now.
We, did bring it with us. It's just...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not here to collect rent. The church has always received special funding.
Paimon robi to.
Oh, Barbados! Even if I atone for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough.
Oh, give it here.
How could this Holy Lyre, but how?
Huh? Let Paimon see!
No. I don't know how you managed to fix it, but you'll never touch the lyre again.
Nie mam zamiaru.
We, really should get going. That trick I used to repair the Holy Lyre. I mean, the magic I used isn't going to hold forever, you know.
What? You tone
No, jakby to powiedzieć. Robi sobie hehe ho ho. What? Słaby jestem, ja sobie z nimi nie poradzę, oni są, wiem, że oni są mocni.
At last, Mondstadt's rodent ruler in the flesh. Scurrying through the streets looking for leftovers? Mondstadt calls this a god?
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Don't you dare speak back to me, insolent bard. Absentee Archon of Mondstadt. How impotent you've become.
That smirk you wear looks out of place. Did you steal it from your master's face?
Should have held your tongue. So, this is a gnosis. Wouldn't be caught dead wearing this ugly thing in public.
Beauty is a waste when the beholder has no taste.
Venti!
Well, we have what we came here for. Come, before our dear Favonian friends arrive. Leave nothing for them to find.
Nasze tekstury wczytałeś dopiero teraz. Trochę czasu.
Honorary Knight, you're awake.
Ha! You finally awake. Venti, he is alright?
I wouldn't say he's alright, exactly. I found you lying unconscious outside the cathedral and used my elemental powers to heal you. That bard awakened first, but strangely, my healing powers had almost no effect on him. This is the first time I've encountered such a patient. But he just said, it's completely normal, and then got up and left the cathedral.
He left? Already? Where'd he go?
The symbol of Mondstadt's hero. That's what he said. I wanted to stop him, but Jean, I mean, Master Jean, said to let him leave. How strange.
I think I understand.
Paimon remembers Venti healing under that tree. It's probably due to the connection between Windrise and the Animal Archon. Master Jean has figured it out as well, but we can't tell Barbara.
Tu się healujesz,
The wind amongst the branches is good. I love the way it smells. I said the exact same thing last time. Why do I only say these things when I'm down on my luck?
So, that is a gnosis?
So you noticed. This isn't something I'm meant to discuss with ordinary people. But I suppose I can let you in on the secret. As you know, visions are external magical foci that only a small minority of people possess. They use these visions to channel elemental power. In truth, every wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people allogenes.
Allogenes?
Allergia.
I've never heard of them before.
That's because this is a secret that only Archons are privy to. We don't need primitive tools like visions. Instead, each Archon has an internal magical focus that resonates directly with Celestia itself, known as a gnosis.
What about the trying hanging off for the hip?
It's just a glowing glass ball I carry around to avoid suspicion.
So who was that nasty woman who sent Paimon flying and stole your gnosis?
Her name is Signora, number 8 of the Harbingers. She and the rest of the Harbingers have been given godlike executive authority by the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, and with it, strength surpassing that of other mortals.
The Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya? Isn't that...
Indeed. She is one of the 7, the Tsaritsa who reigns from her winter palace, and the one person that the Fatui Harbingers all answer to. The 7 don't always get along well, but still. I never thought that she would plot to steal another Archon's gnosis.
A shot of good is Tarisa.
How should I put this? 500 years ago, I knew her well. But I can't say the same is true now. You see, a certain catastrophe happened 500 years ago. And after that, she cut off all ties with me. But we can save discussion of the Cryo Archon and the Fatui for another day. If you seek the rest of the seven, many difficulties lie ahead of you still. You should head for Mondstadt's neighboring nation of Liyue. The Geo Archon who reigns there, unlike me, administrates his entire region personally. He only descends once every year to give his divine predictions, which set the direction for Liyue for the rest of that year.
Even so, it sounds like he works much harder than a certain someone.
In any case, this year's Rite of Descension is soon to begin. If you miss it, you'll just have to wait another year.
What? Oh, why didn't you tell us before? Well, then bye. We're going.
One moment, Windborn Outlander.
What do you mean?
Yep. Traveler, as you set off on your journey once again, you must remember that the journey itself has meaning. The birds of Teyvat, the songs in the cities, the Tsaritsa, her Fatui and the monsters, they are all part of your journey. The destination is not everything. So before you reach the end, keep your eyes open. Use the chance to take in the world around you.
I understand.
Great. So, that's that for the Animo Archon's admonishments. Back to Venti time.
Back to Venti time.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single climb.
Then nothing else.
Well then, best be off to Liyue. If the dissension ritual you failed to tally, then another year you must dally.
To odblokowałem. Domain Blessing. Okej, accepted Domain Blessing. Challenge. Skończyliśmy oczywiście questa, jak zawsze. I z 23 rangą będziemy mogli iść do Liyue. Oczywiście oczywiście musimy wytłumaczyć to zawsze. I dostałem kolejną konstelację. No i to jest wszystko. Skończyliśmy tak fajnie, jakby to powiedzieć, main story, wyruszamy do Liyue, znaczy, a Liyue to po prostu jest dalej, to jest w tamtą stronę. Ile tego jest do drukowania. Idziemy w tamtą stronę i tam jest Liyue, bo to nawet widać. I to tak naprawdę wszystko. Więc dziękuję za oglądanie. Cześć i czołem, pa, do następnego, pa, może w sobotę się spotkamy, może i nie, zobaczy się, pa. Subi, lajki zostawcie, zmieńcie kolor koszulki z czerwonego na szary, żeby był hitnijcie tego dzwona, wszystkie linki są na Facebooku oczywiście i na dole, żebyście mogli wejść, najnowsze informacje na Facebooku, pa, cześć i czołem, pa.